5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
We find wrestling, one promotion, one event, one match at a time. We are the Indie Wrestling Experience with Bob and John. I am Bob. John, what is up, man?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Bob, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm here, man. I'm here. We are. It's been crazy. Like, we went to All In Texas week. Lauren and I did, and
hmm
then we got back and recorded that podcast with the guys from Cussing and Discussing, and they were awesome. And here we are now to do this part of the show, man. I tell you, I'm beat, but I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But it's been a lot of stuff going on, man. How about you?
Hey man, same. Say a lot of consuming of the product. So we've had a good time. I'm glad you guys are back. I missed you while you guys were gone, but glad to hear you had a good time. Can't wait to hear some of the stories, some of the thoughts. Um, Other than that, man, let's get rolling, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, I try not to do too much of the main company stuff here on this show, but so we went to Texas and we did Dynamite on Wednesday. We did Collision on Thursday. And then we did House of Glory Texas on Friday, and then All In Texas on Saturday. We had floor or field seats, floor seats or whatever for All In, which was just absolutely insane. Um, because we had just been at WrestleMania at AT&T Stadium a couple years ago, sitting in the very, very top row, and it was just awesome to be able to be down on the field for $100 and something a ticket. Like, just good God, thank you AEW for existing and creating that, man, because it was a magical show. I know you said you saw some of it live with your methods, but have you gone back and watched
hmm
any more of it? Have you
Yep.
seen the whole thing yet?
So I've not gone back and checked it all out yet. So I haven't had the time, but what I saw was great. Uh, Man, a little bit of jealousy kicking in, knowing you and Lauren were sitting down there in that atmosphere because man, live it looked on TV it looked phenomenal.
Hmm.
The production was ridiculous, and what a great spot for a venue for a show.
Yeah.
And man, they went all out. That's for sure. It looked phenomenal.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, it's two old guys who have spent their
hmm
lives trying to find parking around Raven Stadium, Camden Yards, Nationals Park.
RFK.
Yeah, that's right, FedEx Field. You go to
Ugh.
FedEx Field and you got to take the shuttle from Landover
Uh,
Mall over to I mean, bro, I can't explain to you how perfectly efficient and easy this entire parking setup was. We were out of that parking lot in 5 minutes from the time I started my car.
wow.
One round of a light went by, and the second round of the light, we were out and we were gone. Everything is laid
That's
out and
that's
separated.
crazy.
It's so easy. And the same thing happened at WrestleMania when we went. We just
That's
pulled right out of the
awesome.
stadium. 70,000 people there. We just pulled right out. The whole layout down
Just
there.
say, I
Everyone should take lessons on how to lay out a stadium and the land properly
yeah,
from Texas.
I would be. Listen, I throw the challenge out. If somebody's got a worse parking situation than FedEx Field, let me know. I've been to football games. I've been to concerts. We've been to stuff. Never have I been to any other stadium anywhere that I can spend more time trying to get out of the parking lot than at the actual event or game. I've done it multiple times. It's to the point now. My wife is in the construction industry. Lots of tickets float around in that industry. Nice tickets. If things pop up for FedEx Field, I turn them down.
Yep.
I don't have the interest. I'm of the age. I don't have the energy to fight those crowds and that traffic. It's. I'd rather watch it on TV or read about it later.
Yep. Yep. 100%. And you know what? It's funny. Both of those things kind of lead into why we love indie wrestling so much too. It's the same kind of
Yes,
principle,
sir.
We went up and saw that show separately. We went up and saw that WWE Super Show in December with you were
hmm
British and And that parking lot, that parking situation around Baltimore Arena or whatever it's called now is atrocious too. Those lots are bunched
Yep.
together and it's just a mess.
Yep. Yeah, there's
And
no
so
organization to it whatsoever, and yeah, there's just like there was no thought to it. So
yeah,
to hear that, there was so much thought put into, not only just the show, the stadium, obviously the stadium is separate from AEW, but it's nice to know that there are people out there that are building these venues that are, fan friendly.
yeah,
So come on up to Maryland. We're looking for you.
that's exactly right, man. But I tell you what, the one thing I did not have trouble with, any parking, conversely, compared to All In or anywhere else we've been talking about, the Haltom Theater in Texas for House of Glory, Texas, HOG Texas.
Mhm.
I just pulled up and parked by a tree out back. And like,
Nice.
it was awesome. It was just exactly what I love. And the old man in me was so happy. And my daughter's like, "Why are we here so early?" I'm like, "Because just in case there was a parking situation, but now we got like an extra 20 minutes to hang out. Doors aren't even open yet." Oh man, but that the Haltom Theater, I haven't really posted too many pictures or sent too many pictures of it yet. I'm gonna get them up. It
Mhm.
was a really cool venue for wrestling. There's just something about the way it was constructed and the layout. We were all very much on top of the action. Lauren and I had front row seats. I think there was only 2 rows of seats, and then everything else was GA. Yeah. But we were, I mean, like the guardrail, there must have been, if there was 4 feet between the guardrail and the ring, I'd be shocked. Yeah, it was very tight. I can send you some pictures of guys, down on one knee waiting to get back in the tag match or whatever, and they're like on top of us.
Hmm.
One guy crawled out from under the ring. One guy crawled under the ring on the opposite side of the ring and then ended up tunneling out and coming out our side, which was a really cool deal. Um, but yeah, it's a really cool venue. Anybody in the area that wants to check that venue out, it's really cool. They had 2 venues, so like it was like they had a side stage with a concert going on, like when you walk into the right and you go back into the main theater, and that's where we were. And the place, John, was packed, packed to the gills. I got front row seats a couple of months ago, no problem, but this place was definitely sold out. It was just there was wall to wall people, and Zilla and Charles Mason was just off the chain in the main event. Charles got himself disqualified. Yeah, Charles got so it was title for title, HOG championship versus whatever his championship is, the Legacy Championship or something like that. I should watch
Hmm.
I should make sure I'm accurate about this. But anyway, so it was supposed to be title for title, and I thought, to be honest with you, that they were doing this to take the belt off of Zilla because Zilla was going to be getting called up. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, they scheduled the title for title match. Something's coming with Zilla. They're about to take the belt off him because of whatever it is. And that didn't happen. Um,
Right.
Instead, Mason gets disqualified. They both keep their belts. And as everybody's booing, Crown of Glory champion, that's what he is. Um, Whatever the secondary
Okay.
title. And so the main event, they go maybe 7 or 8 minutes, my guess. And Mason gets
Hmm.
disqualified. Everybody's booing because we're thinking, okay, they set us up and they're going to book the rematch somewhere else. Well, no, for the next 20 minutes, Zilla and Charles Mason brawled around the entire venue. I have photos. I'm actually going to see if I can find it while I'm talking and text you this photo of the blood that was on the mat. It was unreal. That's just pouring out of Charles Mason's head. And so
Wow.
then they chase each other around. They go up through the crowd on all 4 sides of the ring. Then they end up climbing up to the bar. Somehow Mason grabs finds a door, but he didn't get it from under the ring. So I don't know where the door came from, but it's just floating through a sea of people, like the door is crowd surfing. Next thing I know,
Oh my gosh.
it's across something. Then Zilla and Charles Mason stand up on this ledge and then fight until they both fall through the door. It was an awesome moment, man. Everybody was absolutely losing their minds. Um, the show, the crowd that was already hot was just lit up at that point. And those guys really know how to put on a show. Zilla, we've said it before. You've seen him, I've seen him. Um, but the charisma is just off the
Yes.
charts, and those guys can really go. He is, in my opinion, even much more improved than when I saw him in November in Wisconsin. That's Zilla's a star. He's going to be. It's not going to be much longer, I don't think.
Wow. So yeah,
Um,
so we've been talking and waiting for big things for a while. We definitely believe he's the next big Samoan to to show up. I really do. I don't think they're done bringing in the family members yet. And man, we know there's there's still quite a few out there that are freaking amazing. So
we saw Journey
keep
just a
your
couple
eyes
weeks ago
peeled.
on this show.
Yeah, and Journey is no joke, and Zilla is no joke, and yeah, that whole family, no jokes. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
So ridiculous. Should not be a family full of that many talented performers, but god dang it, there they are.
seriously, man. And then you and I watched Charles Mason show up that
Oh,
Sunday
good.
in Massachusetts when we did the Focus Pro rematch, watch along, and he's such a great heel.
He's phenomenal. Absolutely. He's just got that unhinged kind of deal, and dude, he's creepy.
Yes,
I think you and I were talking about it when we were watching it. He's got that American Psycho, that Patrick Bateman kind of vibe to him, and
yes, that's
it's
right.
unsettling, and he looks the part, he wrestles the part. Man, he's got it figured out. He's another one, man. Don't be surprised if you see him in a weird, shifty little faction somewhere and just running roughshod.
Oh, 100%. And then taking over that faction, splitting off and creating a new one that dominates
Hmm.
everyone else. Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it really is. As I'm looking at I just want to make sure that because I wanted to give some people their due here. Oh, Shotzi showing up. I'm sure by now you guys have seen that Shotzi's been around the indie circuit, but Indy Hartwell had just defeated Hyann, who, if you guys haven't seen her, she's out of Texas. She is, I know she was with Reality of Wrestling and Booker T, but she wrestles a lot of the promotions in Texas and in the South, and she's phenomenal. But she and Indy had a great match, and then Shotzi just showed up. I had no idea where she came from. And luckily, I got a quick snippet of the video and posted it online. But it was very cool to see Shotzi just attack Indy Hartwell. Uh, and then we saw her again just the other day. We'll get to that in a minute. But Shotzi's making
Yeah,
the rounds.
yeah, she looked great. Hey, listen, Shotzi is a what is it? A hardcore god, indie god. What
That's
was
right,
it?
the Indy
She
God.
did some indie god. She was she's trying to live up to it, man. I'll give her that. She was
Yeah.
impressive.
Yes, she is, man. And that line, we'll get to it in a minute. But God, that line of people waiting to see her I've never seen anything like it.
I know. It was not at a show of that size, that many people. I mean, you got to imagine the gate she brought in just herself. So she's drawing, man,
No, oh, absolutely, man, absolutely. And the crowd response, they pop for her so big.
so hard.
Yeah. A couple other things from this show. Like I said, I don't want to go too far because with just one-sided just talking about it. But they opened the show with Darren Richardson. He was supposed to defend the I want to say it was Laredo Kid was supposed to be. Man, I'm wrong about that. But anyway,
Oh,
he was supposed to
nice.
defend that scramble title against who I think it was Laredo Kid, but then he didn't show up. They brought in Danny O'Ryan from New Texas, who's another kid who is just phenomenal. I didn't even realize how phenomenal until I saw him with Darren Richardson. But they put on what was one of my favorite matches of the night, and it was the first one. Those are two guys to certainly check out: Darren Richardson and Danny O'Ryan. Some of those guys from Texas, actually. Side note, ADD moment, but on Raw last night, I think they were in Texas, and there were a lot of those guys were running security last night. So um,
Oh, that's cool.
it's
That
pretty
seems
fun
to
to
be
watch
our
that.
ongoing conversation the last couple weeks, doesn't
It is, it is. Lauren gets so mad at me for that stuff, man. She makes fun of me nonstop.
it?
A couple other things. I got to see Brick Savage. who had just won the Wrestling Revolver
Ooh,
Texas title at a
nice.
tournament a couple of years ago, and he's mean and menacing and just this big nasty heel, and I just assumed he was that they were feeding Carlos Ramirez to him, but Carlos Ramirez beat him and looked really good doing it. If you get a chance to go back and check out that match, Carlos Ramirez versus Brick Savage, it's the third match on the show. Ramirez is just really just an impressive physical specimen, and what he does to a big man like Brick Savage is crazy. Um, Also, I wanted to make a note that the main event, John, if you haven't seen these guys, the main event, Jay Lyon and Midas Black, uh, they are, I don't remember who was it. Evans Alias was on a couple weeks ago talking about how there's very few real tag teams left. Um,
Yeah, we were talking about that with Evan.
and the main event is one of them. Their gimmick is perfectly in sync. These guys do have a ton of moves, combo moves that they do together. Um, to the point where, I mean, Lauren was so impressed with it. She leaned over to me at one point and said, I think he's the real main event, Jay.
Oh,
So I
wow.
said,
That's a strong opinion.
it is a strong opinion. So I tweeted it, and Jay Lyon retweeted it and said, yeet. So I guess he got that.
Oh, shoot.
But that cracked me up. Those guys are
Nice.
phenomenal. The main event, they are
Yeah,
absolutely
I'll have to
fantastic.
check them out.
Last note I wanted to make from here was Amazing Red. I had never seen Amazing Red in person before.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think I've ever seen him in person either.
no, I mean he's still got,
Would have been old. I think the only thing I would have seen him in is old TNA.
yeah, yeah. I That's what I'm saying. I don't, but being able to see him, to get a chance to see him, because like I said, we were not, neither one of us were really going to too many live shows when his era of TNA was on, oh 03, oh 04, oh 05.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Um,
Mm-mm.
Maybe I'm wrong on that, off on that timeline a little bit, but it was just cool to see him live, even as I'm trying to look now to see how old he is. Oh, he's younger than we are. He's only 43.
Yeah,
But
but still, man, 43 in a wrestling ring. Whew.
yeah,
It definitely is not what it used to be, but still, it is no spring chicken.
yeah,
So to
yeah,
be in that kind of, wrestling shape at that age, more power to him, man.
yeah,
What you were telling me, man, he looked phenomenal. So I know there were a lot of good reviews on that match. So
yeah. Oh, 100%. And JD Griffey, his opponent, who ended up beating him, was also very good, very impressive. And there were a lot of these matches I thought were going to go one way that ended up going another. And so that made it really enjoyable as well. But they ran the show in a tight 2 hours, 45 minutes. My favorite, 7 matches. Like, I don't, it's hard for me to beat 7 or 8 matches in 245. Like, that's pretty much my sweet spot for any kind of show I go to, man. If it gets much longer than that, I'm going to start zoning out. Um, so anyway, so that we had a lot of fun. We got back, we did our rewatch, and then over the last week or so, just some crazy news that all seems to be affecting our buddy Rich Buckholz. First, I wake up a few days ago, maybe a week ago now, to the news that Buff Bagwell had his leg amputated, dude. And not only that, but Maven is there documenting the whole damn thing to the point where the hospital almost kicked him out for HIPAA violations. Like, what is happening right now?
I don't know. Definitely, watch that. Watch the video, Maven's video, Saturday before we met up for our Shamrock Cup, and yeah, man. I mean, it's a great video. Buff seemed to be in pretty good spirits. He seemed to be pretty um, settled with his decision. But yeah, it was comical. It was like watching old NWO stuff again, man, with you trying to sneak the camera into the hospital and no, 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 it's just a microphone. Lady, you hear the nurse go, I can see a lens. I mean, just hilarious stuff. Um, I think Buff would have wanted it in the operating room, if he could have got it in there, but it was like I said, it was you definitely feel for the guy. He's going through some stuff, and to come to this decision, but he's pretty candid about um, what led him to this decision, how he felt about it, and like I said, man, he seemed in pretty good spirits throughout. the thing. So it really, made me feel for him in one aspect, and really made me kind of excited for our opportunity coming up, um, and just to pick his brain on it, man.
Yeah, 100%. I got that vibe too, man. It was almost like he was excited about it. And if
Yeah,
he's been dealing with that much trouble
some
with
of
that
it's got to be
leg,
yes,
been good, been
some of it's
good.
got to be a relief.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%, man. And I'm sure there's a lot of psychological stuff that goes involved in losing a limb and whatever else. But he must have been struggling with that cane for so long that, good for him.
Yeah.
And I hope that this is, I know I saw in the video he was joking about getting back in the wrestling ring already with his prosthetic. Okay. You know,
Hey, I
calm down, Kerry
wouldn't put
Von
it
Erich.
past
Let's
him.
just get out of surgery first.
Well, but listen, are you going to count Buff out? I'm not.
Nope.
He looked to be, he's a little bit older than us, but I mean, he looked to be in good shape. Obviously minus, not counting the leg. Man, who am I to say he didn't get a prosthetic and get some movement back, and man, start feeling a little bit of the stuff again. You know what
That's
I mean?
it. Absolutely, man. Looking forward to seeing him. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and
Yes.
say that. I mean, I did for a moment think about, oh no, does that mean he's not going to be in Wisconsin for a brief second, selfishly?
Hmm.
Um, but just as quickly, there's Rich. I talked to Buff. He's great, ready to go, ready to roll. Everything is good to go. Like he talked to Buff in the hospital. Like what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this guy is just he's got more. I don't know how he's come back so many times, how he's fought so many things in his life to be where he is and still be smiling
Yeah.
about it. What I don't know, man. We could
Hey,
all
man,
take a lesson
power of
from that part.
positive thinking. Yeah, absolutely.
100%, man. And I wouldn't mind seeing Maven get back involved. And I mean, I know he's got the podcast, but Maven's another guy always had
Yeah.
charisma.
Dude, he was off the charts. When that season of Tough Enough hit, and Maven, kind of came out of that. Dude, I think everybody was high on Maven. And like you said, man, he just kind of he the athleticism that guy had was ridiculous at that time.
Yes.
So, I mean, he couldn't have been a better guy to win that show, and kind of get that push. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm with you. And Maven still looks great. He can still talk. Not somebody I'd want to push, see if he could still go. I'm going to take
Nope.
his word for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, so we all wish Buff the best. And the other piece of news that came out just yesterday was the sudden announcement by Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, that she is suddenly taking a break from wrestling indefinitely for what she said were, to make sure she takes care of her mental health, which, John, you and I both are very appreciative of that journey. Um,
Amen.
and
We're big advocates for it. Absolutely.
100%, man. And if
If
that's what
you
you need, take it.
take it, absolutely.
There are skeptics around. They're already out. Some of them claiming she's making more money from a different source and doesn't need these anymore. Um, some of them claiming she's just maybe just flighty and that's why she's bounced and bounced and bounced from places. I don't know about all that. I don't have any background information. I'm not going to sit here and level charges at Cora Jade or Elena Black for anything that who knows what her real motivations are. And it's her personal decision. And fine, I feel bad for the
Exactly.
fans though. I feel bad that the fans, but it's not like this is some sort of tragic thing in the indie wrestling community that never happens. It happens all the time. Guys cancel on shows all the time
Right.
for various reasons. So it's not the biggest thing in the
No,
world, but I know a lot of fans were looking forward to seeing her on this run.
no, we were absolutely looking forward to seeing her. But at the end of the day, you and I have daughters that aren't too far off of the age of
Good God, is that true? Oh
Elena
my
Black.
God.
Yeah, I know. But hey, man, take care of you. If this is what you need, um, you need some time to regroup your faculties, and kind of get everything in order. Take that time. You're young. You know this is going to be here, and it's going to be welcoming back when and if you decide to come back.
Right.
So, take that time you need, do what you need to do, and we wish you luck.
100%, man. Can't wait to see her back. Rich and I were just having a conversation because Rich posted something on the page because I guess about raising prices for this year for the first time in 5 years on his tickets, and it's like $5 a ticket
Oh
in Greece. Like, you
wow.
know what I mean? It's nothing. And I was just telling him, I'm like, dude, so you're telling me next year I would have to pay $35 instead of 30 to see Cora Jade? Because the last time I saw Cora Jade, I paid 100, and I was sitting up in the middle of the section off the floor. You know what I mean? Like, so I think you still
Yeah,
go give great
I
value,
got you.
Rich. I don't think you have to worry about that. He does do great value, but when he was posting that, so we were having that conversation, and the next morning was when Cora Jade had made her announcement, and I'm like, damn it, we shouldn't have talked shit. We shouldn't have said anything. But I don't know.
See, Rich, that's what you get for trying to be the working man's promoter. Come
No,
on, man.
no doubt, man. He's lost Maggie Lee from this show now too. Like it
He's
stinks.
weathering the storm, that's for sure. He's
But
weathering the storm.
yeah, but his fans, John, Lily Ruiz. Well, now it was supposed to be Elena Black, Lily versus Lily Ruiz versus Laney Luck. Now we're getting Lily Ruiz versus Laney Luck. Are you disappointed? I'm not.
Nope. I'm not. I'm ready for that. I am
Uh,
down.
that's what I when Rich added Laney to the match. I said, dude, you that match didn't even lose a step when you replaced Maggie
No.
with Laney, and now I mean, and
No.
so I'm looking
Yeah.
for
No,
we.
it like you said, you know Rich feels bad for his fans, but you know what? He's got it's still a hellacious card. So I am so excited to be there to see this and in person. Dude, it's going to be such a good time.
Yeah. I would like to get him back on next week, or I'm hoping to get him on next week so that we can go over all this stuff that he's been going through with that. Then also, he announced a bunch of new shows for next year. I think he's getting out of the five-show model and moving to something a little bigger. He's got the
All
women's tournament
right.
in May. He's got this Perseverance thing coming up in November. Like, Rich is making moves. RPW is a big player out there, and really, really excited about the future of RPW, but also excited to bring Rich back on and talk to him because we haven't had him on in a little while.
Yeah, miss that guy.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
miss you, Rich.
John's in his feelings again, Rich. You gotta come back
I'm in my
on this.
feelings.
Oh my God. All right, so let's talk about something you and I both did, which is the
Yes.
MCW Shane Shamrock Cup last Saturday. We've been looking forward to it for a
Whoo-wee.
while. It was our last hurrah with Lauren in town. She left the next morning. We can go through this in a little more detail, but I enjoyed that show. What I didn't enjoy was what you guys will say, me making a new friend. I was not a fan. I don't like when people talk to me at shows, and this guy was very chatty. I want to say he was nice, but I can't say he was nice. He made a lot of very, very, very nasty comments during the show directed towards people. So it became not funny. Not like, yelling at wrestlers, but like transphobic and just and racist at some point, I think. Um, but didn't kill me, didn't kill my energy for the show. They went 3 hours, no break. And it was an awesome show, wasn't it?
Dude, it did not feel like 3 hours.
Mm-mm.
Um, dude, it flew by. It was nonstop action. Um, it was a great time, man.
It wa-
What more can I say, man? I'm at wrestling. I got my bestie with me, and you're there with Lauren too. And um, no, no, just kidding. But yeah, no, it was a great time, man. We're there, like you said, it was the last hurrah. It was great seeing Lauren a couple times this summer. There with my buddy. We got British in tow. British has now decided that he likes that we're dragging him everywhere, so he's got to bring a friend. So he's got a friend that's to his that dude. That was his buddy's first show.
oh,
So this was a great way to kind of break him in, and he had a friend on the other side of him as well, that British thought was hilarious. That the guy kept asking his friend Ian, wrestling tips and well, what's going on here? What are they doing? And he's like, Mr. John, I just faked it till I made it. The guy decided I knew my stuff. So, it was pretty good. He gave him a refresher course on Ellsworth, because that's the only guy he ended up knowing beforehand. So, British brushed him up on the no chin music, so he felt like he was a an insider, man.
Hey,
But yeah, the MCW that Shamrock Cup is just it's a great show. Um, RJ Meyer Arena is a great place to watch a show. It was packed. The crowd was just electric. We had a great time. The matches were phenomenal. Man, it doesn't get a whole lot better than what we saw on Saturday.
no, no, absolutely not. And I want to go through this in a little bit of detail here because we
Yeah,
were there and just kind of
absolutely.
talk some things here. But they opened the show with the guy who's eventually going to win the Shamrock Cup, Chris Slade, taking on Mark Davidson, who had like three fans in the audience and they were right behind us. Um, and it was absolutely fun to the point
uh,
where we jumped in and started cheering for Mark Davidson at some point just to
I
be
was
with.
gonna say three fans behind us, but I think by the end of the end of that match, he had five because
That's
you and
right.
I think we're on Team Davidson.
We were,
No, that
man.
guy, dude, that guy is phenomenal. I think we both kind of looked at each other at pretty much the same time and just kind of went, that's the bastard Pac right there.
Yeah, how have we? Yes,
Dude,
you did say that, and oh my God, the visual is so
he's
good.
got that look. That dude is jacked. He's like a little fire plug. He can fly around the ring. I mean,
Hmm.
and if you can keep up with Chris Slade, that's saying something. And I mean that could have been a finals match. That did not have to be an opening round match. Yeah, we I think Davidson ended up with a couple more fans by the end of that night for sure.
Yeah, there are two of them on this podcast right now. I can guarantee you. Uh, so we were
Absolutely.
very impressed, and like you said, he's jacked. He's a slighter, smaller dude as far as like he's not super tall, but he's so jacked. Like you said, I don't know what other way to describe it. Like you had Pac is the perfect example, but he was the thing I kept saying to myself was, how have I not seen this guy before? I mean, he looked
Exactly.
he looked experienced enough and polished enough that I'm like, how has he slipped under my radar? He's right here in Maryland, but I've never seen him before, and he's this good. Like, I don't get it.
Yep. No, he was phenomenal.
And what can you say about Chris Slade? I mean, we'll get into more of him later, obviously,
Uh,
but good God, that guy's awesome.
yeah, dude, there's nothing about him that doesn't work. The look, the the in-ring work, the crowd work, the facials, the outfit, the entrance. Dude, the guy has it dialed in and figured out.
Yes.
And it's an absolute joy to watch him every time. You can't take your eyes off of him when he's working.
Mm.
It's crazy.
No, you absolutely can't. And he is, and somehow he's just always getting better. I thought when I first
Mhm.
saw him, um, that was kind of what I saw the first time, maybe 4 years ago, was okay. That's Chris Slade. He's good. But every time I see him, he's gotten so much better. And now, I mean, shit,
Mhm.
that weekend, he wins the Shamrock Cup on Saturday. Friday night, he wins the ACW United States title in Hagerstown, your favorite spot. And
Ugh,
on a night when Ben Bishop beat Bishop Dyer in the main event,
right?
Slade's out there winning the United States Championship, shows up the next night, wins the Shamrock Cup. I mean, what a weekend for that guy. He's, like I said, I can't say how
And
phenomenal he is anymore, but it's just like
and
there's a lot of guys who can flip and jump around the ring, and Slade is one of them. But he's got that extra something else that brings him above those guys. It's that, I don't know, it's his personality. I don't know if it's the licking the blade that is his finger before he hits the moves. There's nuances there to Chris Slade. He's not just a guy who can do a lot of cool moves, who's acrobatic. He's also
you,
a thing. I'm trying to put
you know
my.
what it is for me, Bob, and he ends up later in the night wrestling the guy I think you and I are both
Mhm.
equally in love with, and Alex Devine, who was in that next match. Um, and while Alex Devine again can do all the flippy stuff and is amazing at it,
Mhm.
when he's doing it, you watch him and he's putting in such effort, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a knock.
Amazing.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal to watch it. But when you watch Slade do the same thing, the effort's not there, and it's not the effort like he doesn't care. It's effortless. It's
Yes.
so fluid. It is it's like Divine. You watch Rey Mysterio back in the day. Any of these flippy guys, you see them doing their moves. Slade, it just happens. That's the only way I can explain it. I know it's weird. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's just it's like breathing to him. It
Hmm.
just it's a step to the side. I don't think about having to do a backflip off the top rope. It just I'm up here and that's what I do, and it's the same as taking a step to the left. It's he's on a different level, and it is amazing to watch, and we're lucky to be able to get a chance to see him as much as we do.
No, absolutely 100%. And speaking of Alex Devine, I mean that kid's phenomenal. I will
Oh,
tell you
love him.
that after this final with Chris Slade, there was a post on Facebook today from MCW saying that Alex had suffered some sort of medical event at the Shamrock Cup and that he's out
Oh shit.
until further notice. I'm not really sure. I think it was just announced. I don't really know much about what's going on, but let me just say I wish
Oh
Alex the
man.
best. And
Absolutely. No, I
you
hadn't
know,
heard that. Oh my God.
yeah. Yeah, I don't like I said I don't know. They said medical event, so it could be anything from a concussion to a broken bone, anything. I mean, I don't know, but hopefully he's all right, and we look forward to having him back soon. But you're right, Divine. I think, like you said, that thing that Slade has is that thing that comes with experience, being a veteran, being
Hmm.
around longer. I think Divine is well on his way to being that, to
Oh,
being there.
absolutely.
He's just grown leaps and bounds since I first saw him in Delaware 4 or 5 years ago. Um,
Hmm.
but speaking of Alex and being in the next match, how'd you like seeing Will Ferrara back out there?
Dude, it was awesome. It was like holy flashbacks, Batman. It's Will Ferrell, and man, Will looked great, man.
Didn't he?
Oh my God, like he hadn't aged at all. He's phenomenal shape. One of the best heels of the night. He's got that face, man. He scowls and he grimaces and I mean, he does all the right things that you want the good heel to do. And Alex made him pay. He made Alex look like $1 million. Alex did the same for him. Um, he's sold like nobody's business, man.
He did.
Again, another match that was just it was so much fun. Like I said, every match we're gonna talk. Listen, guys, you're gonna get tired of us talking about every match and us saying how much
How
fun it
wonderful
was
they are. Yeah.
because guess what? It was freaking fun.
It was phenomenal. Absolutely a phenomenal show. And we're getting to the next match introduced us to a bunch of cool things. Well, we had seen Love Doug recently on the
Yes.
Focus Pro watch along. And John was worried when we saw Love Doug come out for this match that he might get accidentally hit with some of those rose petals. But
Did not want the pink eye.
but Danny Grandview is also a triple threat, the only triple threat in the first round. You've got Love Doug, Danny Grandview, who we've talked about being an up and comer at MCW for a while. But
Yes,
then we got
absolutely.
Jake St. Patrick, who ends up winning this match, surprising us all, and another guy I've not seen much of, but who looks like $1 million.
Yep. Again, again, all the things we've just said. Fun, awesome, a
Yeah.
million bucks. Where's this guy been hiding?
Right.
Yeah, St. Patrick's, man. Again, another guy that is just he's all tonight was kind of the night of the shorter guys, the slighter guys, right? But what you get with those guys is they are all jacked to the gills, and St. Patrick, man, is another guy. He's in great shape. Um, the gear. Oh, that gear was popping, dude. The green
It
and white,
was.
the
Yeah.
the shamrocks, dude, he's got that gear figured out. It was very Boston kind of feel, like, just this hard nosed, punch in the mouth kind of guy. He's got a great look. Yeah, and again, it was a guy you and I kind of figured was kind of being fed to the guys out there. He's there to take the pin, and no, no, he's the man.
Yeah.
And,
He
and,
was the
and we
man.
got again another. We've now got another guy that's on our list of must watches and start to follows because man, he was great.
Yeah, he's certainly that. But the reason we thought he was getting fed, or at least I think you agree with me here, the reason we thought he was getting fed was because Danny Grandview has been up and coming. Every time we've seen Danny Grandview in the last 6 months, he's better than
Hmm.
before. He's more prominent than before. I don't want to say they're strapping a rocket to him. That might be a little bit exaggerated, but he's clearly making his way up the ladder very quickly. And so we thought this
Exactly.
was the opportunity they were going to use for Danny Grandview, but no, they threw the curveball at us, and but we couldn't have been more impressed with Jake St. Patrick.
No, he was like I said, he looked great, and we'll definitely be tracking him along now. And dude, I gotta get back into it. I gotta find some of his older matches and see where did this start from? Because man, he was well worth the watch.
Yes, absolutely agree. Very different tone to the next match. We had a lot of fun with this one. I could not. I
Hmm.
mean, I was laughing my ass off. So Jadis Quinn and Aaron Rourke, who is another guy with just tons of charisma and just a cool, unique vibe. These two played off each other so well. At the beginning of the match, I looked over and I saw a woman holding a sign that said, "I'm here for the panties." And I had no idea what that meant. But by the end of the match, I had every idea what that meant. And it was just awesome. Jadis Quinn pulls down the panties, hits Aaron Rourke with a stink face at the end. And I just popped so hard. Ah, I love Jadis Quinn. We've talked about Jadis a million times, but that Jadis is another one that's just growing into themselves or something. You know what I mean? As a performer that's just really starting to hit its stride. And I'm here for it.
Listen, my my take on that match was one. I echo everything you just said. It was tons of fun. Yes, now we know what everybody was there for. What unsettled me was how happy Aaron Rourke was to get a stink face. He was extremely excited. He was a very happy young fella. Um, so much so that they forego shaking hands at the end of the match, and he gives them a little bit
Little
of the
smooch.
here's a little smoochy smooch. How does your butt taste? I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah, can we
definitely
say
wouldn't
that
have
on
kissed for
here? I
Kiki
don't know. I
after
just
one. So
did. But again, like you said, Jadis absolutely is just from the first time I saw them to now, um, man, just phenomenal. And you can tell that MCW crowd, Jadis is their
yeah,
wrestler, man.
yes,
That's who they're there to see. Um, it's nice given his character or their character, I don't know the pronoun, so I apologize. Um, it's nice to see that being gravitated to and that not playing into it, and them seeing a really, really, really great performer and attaching themselves to that
yep,
and to the story and to the journey that they're going on. And that it feels cool to be a part of that and to see that. And so, hey man, we're on a Jadis train, man.
yeah.
Just you know, I will stay out of the corner. And we will be the bestest of friends, and I'm there.
That's right. That's right. I'm good. Oh my God, yeah. So that was fantastic. And then the last first round match, we got the other half of Shot Through the Dark, or Shot Through the Heart. Sorry,
Oh,
T.J. Crawford, and you had a comment about him
this
taking on
match.
Sidney Akeem, the former Reggie, the former Scripts from WWE, who just, like I said, I knew he could do flippy stuff, but the multiple back handsprings and all that shit was just a visual to see. I mean,
Dude, dude,
it's
it took the whole room audibly
yeah,
gasped. I mean, it was just the whole room was just like, what did we just see? It's so fast and so fluid. It's crazy. And the more I thought about it, Bob, after the evening was done, and there were a couple guys that took that move. That takes so much skill from the guy getting hit with it
hmm
to to make sure they're in the right position. It's almost as impressive, if not more, than Sidney Akeem's move.
hmm
Is the guys being
That's a
able
good
to
point.
take it because it's happening so fast, and there's so much potential to be out of position to take that.
Yeah.
That those guys that took it, I mean, it looked like a world beater move. Like it. he hit it. You were like, yeah, you're not moving. You're done. It's done. Yeah, it was good. And yeah, T.J. Crawford, another guy. I love this guy, Bob.
I
I
know.
love this guy.
I know. You've been saying it the whole
We've
time, man.
we've seen him in the last couple weeks. We've seen him twice now, and we've seen him face and we've seen him heel. And he is equally great at both. I think he's a little bit better heel.
Me too.
That's me liking the heels a little better. Um, for this match, he kind of had the goatee, the slick back hair. What screams, douchey heel more than a goatee and slick back hair. Um, but that guy is so hard hitting. I mean, he is an absolute freaking hoss.
Yeah, he
And
is.
I'm telling you, man, I can't wait to see more of that guy.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I don't know how much I would like love Doug as a heel if they were together, but TJ Crawford is he's a phenomenal heel. Then you were saying something, the facials as a heel that he was showing us from the ring, from the
Hmm.
opening bell, it was like, whoa. It gave me vibes of our guy up in New Jersey that was selling so well. God, we just saw at Sacred Heart Church
Oh, I know who you're talking about. It's gonna drive
against
me
Getty
crazy now.
Cahoon. Um,
Nick Petit.
yeah, Nick Petit. Yeah, he's giving me Nick Petit vibes. He gives in the sense that the everything he did was like all of his heel work was crisp. It was hard again for someone who's never
Hmm.
been trained. It's hard for me to explain, but it's just the facials were at the right time, and then he would turn and work the crowd at just the right moment. It was like T.J. Crawford gets it. I don't know any other way to put it.
Hmm.
But it stands out for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so all right, so the first round is done. Then they announce, okay, we're not taking a break. We're going right through. We go into the MCW tag title match, Devil's Business against the Zucos. This one doesn't go far. I was wondering if maybe, I don't know if they had it set up that way to set up the match this week coming up in Dundalk, the rematch, or if something else went long and they were running long or what. But these guys wrestled for just a few minutes. They brawled up the ramp and out back into the dressing room, and then they were gone. And at some point, the Zucos made their way back into the ring and were demanding that the Devil's Business come out. But Tara Meyer, who was the GM for the night, came out and said she's not going to restart it. She's going to give them a rematch. What did you think of this?
Yeah, this one, I mean, it was what it was. Like you said, you know, I think it probably was more set up for the next match. Kind of this was the palate cleanser between, the end of the first round and you know, moving on. Um, but yeah, Devil's Business is one. They're impressive individuals just to see. Um, and the Zucos, man. I mean, now that Big Papa Zuko's back. They're back and looking good, and they're just again every time you see them, just fun, man. So just to see, like you said, a little bit of a brawl. We set it up for next week. I mean, it was what it was. It was it fit what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I would
And
have liked to have seen, a match, but that's just me because I love the Devil's Business.
yes. Yes.
If I want to see AK Bane stare at somebody and slap the schnit out of him. So,
Yeah, man. We can't say enough about that guy. He's just nuts. But two things. One, I think that this is the kind of thing that they would have done to us at a house show in the 80s without blinking. And
mhm.
um, so it's not, you don't really see it as much anymore where people on shows like that use things to set up new angles, but I'm fine with it. I like it. We had plenty of
Mhm.
other matches to pay attention to, so it wasn't like we got slighted, but I would like to be there for the rematch of these guys. I'm gonna say
Yes.
about the Zucos, I like the Zucos and I like Ronnie and I like Ryan. I
Mhm.
just and this isn't a negative thing. It's I just really was starting to enjoy Ryan's singles run. And I think that,
I can see that.
like I almost hope they don't win the titles so that Ryan can keep that singles thing going. because I don't know. I'd like to see what he is. Like I don't want to say he's like Dominic Mysterio, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what is this kid going to look like out of the shadow of his dad? And
Right.
I think we were
I
starting to
got you.
see it,
Yeah.
and I liked it. But yeah, so hopefully like I said, I'm cheering for them not to win this rematch so that the Devil's business can continue on their dominating run.
I think you might be all right there, Bob.
Yeah, I think so too. Then we move. Oh no, wait. You know what? You were talking about the palate cleanser, and that reminded me. We had the
Hmm.
Joseph Keys uh
Oh Lord.
championship coronation celebration or whatever. I mean, the hustlers were out there with togas on, and they were fanning him with palm fronds and feeding him grapes. Patrick Clark, the former Velveteen Dream, was there. Now he's part of this Joseph Keys team, and they just basically demanded respect for Joseph Keys from everyone. Each one of them knelt before their leader and said that they are part of the team or that they follow Joe Keys or whatever it was that they used for affirmation. Ken Dixon comes out, breaks the whole thing up, and fights everyone. I have a very specific opinion of where this is headed, but I'll let you. What did you think of this segment?
Um, it wasn't my favorite.
Hmm.
I think it played out a little too long. The trying to get, everybody kind of berating even the guys that are kind of on your side. And um, to me, everybody fits in there. I don't get what Patrick Clark's doing. That may be what you're getting at with your kind of view on it. Patrick Clark just doesn't fit that to me. Um, I kind of get he's trying to get through to Big Papa Joppa. Um, but oh, man, when Dixon comes out, business picks up, and man, every time you see that guy, it is so much fun because shit's getting ready to go down, and this one did not disappoint because as slow as it was building up to him getting down there with his awesome ass toga and his little
Oh yeah,
booty redneck shorts,
his shower
um,
curtain toga or whatever it was. It was so good,
dude,
and the jean
I
shorts
love it.
underneath.
And then he just proceeds to frickin' clean house, wreck shit, and just puts ends up putting Clark through the table. Man, it's just it definitely ended on a much higher note, but it for me it just took a little too long to get there. It was the night had been going so smooth, it kind of felt like it stopped the momentum for me.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's gonna be me. That's my poo poo for the evening.
well, yeah, and part of me started to think, well, that's basically the intermission as well, in a sense too. Is
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like that's sort of like the.
absolutely.
But you're right. It
And
went on
and
for
I
a
think
while.
British said the same thing. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like Lauren and I were watching it from the concession stand. That's when I got a hot dog. I mean, but I
Mhm.
saw the whole thing, and look, my opinion about that whole segment is very short and sweet. And that opinion is they're gonna put the belt on Patrick Clark. Like they're gonna put that belt on him.
Oh, I okay.
It's
So
coming. That's
you
what
and
I
I are
think.
of the same thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've been feeling ever since Patrick Clark last month at Higher Ground jumped in the cage to help out Joseph Keys win, and the hustlers are choking Keys with a chain through the cage and all that stuff. I said, "Oh boy, this is going to be Patrick Clark and Joseph Keys." And hey, I we saw the Patrick Clark Ken Dixon rivalry play out and end in Hollywood with that street fight, and that was just off the chain for a family show. It was craziness. It went on forever. Those guys could
Hmm.
not stop just lunging at each other. So if we get half of that from him and Joseph Keys, I'll be a very, very happy man.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, listen, and listen, Patrick Clark. I Some people, I heard quite a few. I was with you. Kind of took that as intermission. I was kind of up and about and around. And heard some just really ugly things. From some of the people in the crowd.
Mhm.
That we don't want to give any credence to. Um, I I'm all for this guy. I've been, listen, whatever, make a mistake. We all make mistakes. We all pay our penance. I am so thrilled that he's on a stage like this where I can get to see him because it's not going to be very long before somebody comes a knocking because listen, one misstep is all that kept him from being at WrestleMania the last 3 4 years, and you can't tell me that you don't think that was a possibility he could have been close to, if not the, show stealer for a WrestleMania night.
No doubt. I
That
mean,
Velveteen run was so strong, dude. He was primed,
it was.
and so
Yeah.
and that's still there. You and I have seen it. It's still there.
Oh,
I mean, he
100%.
is that good.
He's
He is
very good.
that good.
Yes.
So,
And he's a presence in
you
the
know,
ring that it's just,
uh,
he's
dude,
a,
he's physically imposing. He's got it all put together. The character is there. That you don't know whether he's so good that when you watch. I mean, you and I have been back and forth on some of his social media stuff. We're like, oh, all right, somebody pissed
yep.
in Patrick Clark's Wheaties because he's
Yes,
mad,
sir.
boy.
Uh-huh.
But that's how good he is. He's got you. He's got everybody eating. We're all
Paying
eating out of his
attention.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm there. So hey, in all our indie peoples, enjoy him now while we've got him.
Yes. Yes.
Enjoy him now.
And then he's another one. We were talking about the last time I saw Cora Jade, I paid $100. The first time I saw Velveteen Dream was in a ladder match at an NXT takeover, and I paid like $80 a seat to sit at the top of the Barclays Center. So again,
Yep.
but that goes into when you were mentioning that, that's what made me think, Velveteen Dream in a Money in the Bank ladder match would be just
Oh. Ooh.
so much fun. So many spots and so many things he could do.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, no, but like I said, I'm glad to have him around. I like seeing him down here. And I think the segment is going to lead to a program that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm fine with that.
Yep. We're here for it.
We'll follow this up with the I Quit match, Miami Mike versus the Mecca Brian Johnson with Hellfire McGuire. Gotta say, I'm a big fan of the ruby slippers of Hellfire McGuire. They were on full display, very bright. Um, but this match was very, very good. It was good to finally see the Mecca give in when Mike Walker zip tied him to the ropes. But this program has been going on for a while, and I think this might have been the blow off.
So I'm with you. I kind of think that this was, these guys are ready to move on. Not gonna lie, I was a little surprised that Brian Johnson didn't want to see his buddy Hellfire get the tar whipped out of him.
Yeah.
He seemed like it. Hey, leave my buddy alone. I quit. Kind of surprising, but you know what? Up until that point, I mean, these guys. Listen, Brian Johnson never disappoints.
Mm-mm.
I've never seen a bad Brian Johnson match, whether it's on TV, whether it's in person. And Mike Walker's another guy that we've talked about compared to when I first saw him a few years ago to now. I liked him then. I love him now.
Yes.
We know it's British's favorite guy. He's a Miami Mike Walker fan, the biggest one on this side of the pond, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Um,
And there's plenty of them in that arena
but
too.
you're not kidding. And Mike has gotten so good, so over, dude. He is so over. Um, I can't wait to see what if this was the blow off. I'm excited to see what's up next for both of these guys. Where do they take them?
Yes. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Big Miami Mike fan. I think the sky's the limit for that kid. So then we move on to the big name match. It wasn't so much. I don't think I've got a lot of match things to talk about here. But we had the former Baron Corbin, who's going by Bishop Dyer now, teaming with Shotzi Blackheart and Simone Valentina, as Simone recruited these two big stars to help her in her war against James Ellsworth, as Ellsworth super kicked her in the face back in December. She's been on a mission to get a hold of them since. I think they had a street fight or something that turned into a tag match that she lost. And now she's got these two big guns coming in. Ellsworth brings in Big Trouble Ben Bishop, who is one of the best follows on Instagram there is. If you go follow him. And Aristote, who is essentially the new Jeff Gaines, because at the last show, Lauren and Anna and I went to Higher Ground in June. Ellsworth super kicked Jeff Gaines in the face out of the blue, and then Aristote just jumped right in Jeff Gaines's grave and took his spot on the roster. So now it's it's Ellsworth and it's Aristote, and they've also got oh goodness gracious, Justice DeCola at ringside with them, so they're
Mhm.
now a force. But in the end, the good guys get the win. Bishop Dyer and Shotzi celebrate with the crowd as Simone finally gets her revenge and wins her match. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. It was definitely the spot match. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, this is our big name match, our big guys coming in. Bishop Dyer did not disappoint.
Mm-mm.
Um, he did all his moves. He pulled out all his stuff, and man, that in the days is ridiculously nasty in person.
And did that
Oh
place
my
go
God, is that
nuts
thing
when he hit
awesome?
it too? That place went crazy.
Oh, was huge. And Shotzi, we talked about it a little bit beforehand. Dude, that 80% of that crowd was there because Shotzi was there. It was,
There's one
she
lady
is
dressed just like
so
her. Did you see her?
over right now. Yes, and so over. And dude, she's good. I mean, and she threw caution to the wind. She's running around. She's got her wrist in a cast. Man, didn't slow her down one bit. Um, Ben Bishop. This is the first I've seen Ben Bishop in person. Yes, I know his name is Big Ben Bishop. It does him no favors unless you see him in person.
Quite an understatement.
Dude,
Yeah.
he is one of the largest dudes I've ever. I mean, if you could make Bishop Dwyer look small,
Right.
I mean he dwarfed Bishop. Um, and man, he is just like you said, one of the funniest follows on IG out there, and he is a damn funny guy to watch wrestle because he gets into it with the crowd in a way that is just so funny. Um, Man, and then dude, Aristote, is there anybody? I mean, shit, is that dude chiseled out of rock or what?
Woo.
I, dude, I could not tell you the last time I saw a guy that shredded.
Chiseled's a great word.
He's
He is.
impressive.
He
It
is.
is. It is. It is crazy. And another guy that is a perfect heel. He's just a shit-eating heel, man. I love it.
Hey, and while we're on the subject, while we're talking about this match, let me just make you feel a little bit better here, or not better, but let me just throw you a line here and say that just before we started the podcast, I saw James Ellsworth posted, I believe, on Instagram a license plate, and the caption was something to the effect of course I get caught behind this guy today, and the license plate said chin up.
Oh,
I
listen, you gotta love that he leans into that so much.
exactly.
We give him a lot of shit, and everybody loves to hate Ellsworth. But you know what? I, Outside of his character, he seems to be a really good guy that a lot of people really like. And he's doing a lot of good things for the wrestling community. So, more power to him. But man, come on, Ellsworth, you got to be better than that, man.
Oh my goodness.
I
Well,
could listen. I couldn't like the Ellsworth character any more or any less if he was from Hagerstown. Let's just put it that way.
oh my
That's how
God.
much I don't like that character. Love the man, that character.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help but hate that kid, man. You can't help but hate him.
Yeah, which is exactly what he wants you to do, which tells you how freaking good he is.
Yep. Yep. So we got this final now. We're here. We're at the main event, the final six. Ichiban, last year's winner, joined Slade, Divine, Jadis Quinn, Jake St. Patrick, and Sidney Akeem. I made the comment on one of NCW's posts that it was the best final two Shamrock I had ever seen. Um, Divine and Slade come down at the end and just put on it was unbelievable the last 5 to 8 minutes of that match were just off the charts. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I loved it, dude. The locker room emptying out, coming
Mm-hmm.
around the ring. Um, you know, every wrestler that came out seemed just as genuinely excited and popped every time the crowd popped. It wasn't a manufactured pop. They were just as into it as we were as the audience. Um, banging on the apron. Um, while the crowd's clapping and stomping, and it was like something from a movie, man. It was surreal. It,
Mm-hmm.
it was so cool, and man, like you said, those two guys, you can't tell me you could get any better two, for that final. And man, it was back and forth. I swore Divine had it 3 different times.
Me too.
Slade had it 3 different times. Slade he had it that fourth, man.
He did.
Swerved both of us. I think both of us were kind of in camp Divine. Um, hopefully, whatever happened didn't influence that outcome.
Yep.
I hope. But the right guy won it at the end. I do fully believe that, but it was one of my in person, probably one of my favorite matches that I've seen in person in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the whole surrealness of the atmosphere that I was in. Like I said, I felt like I was at one of these action movies, and this was the final, the final battle, and I just happened to be one of the extras in the audience. It was that cool to me.
Yeah,
So
and then everybody circling the ring made it feel more like that. And then everybody in the crowd being completely split with the Let's Go Alex, Let's Go Slade back and forth was like 50-50. Like,
yes, it
and it
was.
just the match crescendoed and the crowd crescendoed and the people at ringside crescendoed all together. And at the end, and it was just this big, massive pop when Slade won. Everybody, even the people cheering for Alex Divine, went nuts because it was just like,
Yep.
holy shit, what did we just see? That was so much fun.
Yeah.
From freaking
It was
Ichiban in the corner
phenomenal.
hitting one, one to Sidney Akeem doing the triple back handspring thing in the middle of six people.
Yep.
Wild.
Oh, how about I'm telling you when when Jadis hit Ichiban with the booty pop or whatever they call it these days, and everybody getting his head splattered on the mat, everybody going one
Well,
one
that's right.
one,
That's
like
right.
no, you don't do that to me, you don't do that when I'm getting hit. Yeah, it was yeah,
That's
that match was, like I said, it was definitely top 2 or 3 matches I've ever seen in my life,
right.
live. Just absolutely phenomenal, and one that I'll be talking about for years. You and I, in 10 years, will be like, hey man, remember 2025, the Shamrock Cup? Remember that final? It was that good of a memory, that good of a match. Um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal.
Yep. Yep. Great job, guys at MCW. Did a great job again, as they always do. Um, they know how to cater to their fans. I mean, I think we asked Evan Zalios a couple of weeks ago. I asked the question, who are your fans and what do you do to reach them? Well, whatever that is, MCW's figured it out. And they know how to cater to their fans, and they seem to be adding stops now. They keep growing now. We're doing Frederick. Now we're back in Dundalk. They're
Hmm.
out in Ridgely. Like they've got shows all over the place. So anybody in Maryland, definitely, if you get a chance to see MCW, or if you're not on the Maryland indie wrestling train yet, you need to get on because MCW is leading the pack and they're doing a great job of it.
You're not kidding.
All right, well, I've got a bunch of and new champions this week. Um, Lots of stuff going on. Some names that we all know. Starting out with at For Us Wrestling. We had 2 title changes last week. Leela Hall, who we've seen a lot of lately, winning the women's title from
Hmm.
Heather Blue. And Xander Bennett on the same show won the People's title from DBA. At Independence Pro Wrestling, now this is a company that I do the rankings for every week. So that was a lot of work for me
Hmm.
with 3 title changes off of this card. Um, Josh Raymond wins the cyber title from Marco Modelo. Storm Garcon, who we've talked about a bunch before, defeated Stella Bujo to become the
Yeah.
women's champion. And in a triple threat for the heavyweight title, Big George wins the belt from Jamal King in a triple threat that also involved Dior Nollins. So congratulations to all of them. At Great Lakes Wrestling Association, which I'll tell you, John, is now going to be on the rankings this coming month. After these two prompted me
Nice.
to go, oh shit, well, let me just add Great Lakes here real quick. I did a little Sunday project and added them.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be
Very
now
cool.
featuring a new interim top-notch champion in Dustin Mack. He defeated Jaden Quick. I almost said Jadis Quinn. No, that's not good. Um, and Josh Morris became the new GLWA heavyweight champion, defeating Theo Storm. And I don't know much about it, but apparently Theo Storm had just defended the belt and won, and then ended up in this match and lost, kind of, I guess, in the Bret Hart WrestleMania 9 spot. Um, at Wrestle Verite, Jason Rage won the Art of Death championship in a tournament to crown a new champion, and he won that belt in a tournament final against Ricky Norin. At New Era Wrestling, Anti-Hero became your new tag team champions, defeating the Hadley Wall. And Edris Wolf takes down Cavron Canyon to become their new All-American champion. At Unsanctioned Pro, we had two more title changes. The Swinger is your new heavyweight champion, defeating Sam Beal. And the Production won the tag titles from Anakin Murphy and Aaron Williams. At Memphis Wrestling, Hollywood Click won the tag team titles on TV, defeating the Big Mains. At Adrenaline Championship Wrestling, we just talked about this. Chris Slade is your new United States
Mm-hmm.
champion the night before the Shamrock Cup, winning that title from Jason Drake. And on the same show, the Postman Vam Williams, defeated Chris Wilde to regain the ACW Heavyweight Championship. So he's now in his second reign.
Nice.
And they have rewarded him, John, Vam Williams, by saying, congratulations on your new championship. Why don't you go ahead and defend it against Matt Riddle this weekend? So
No,
my bad.
bro.
What else we got? At Warriors of Wrestling, Joey Ace won the heavyweight title, defeating Chris Steeler. At Absolute Intense Wrestling, two more title changes. Isaiah Broner is your new Intense champion, defeating Wes Barkley. And Chuck Stone is your new Absolute champion, defeating Eric Taylor. John, you and I talked about this at the show, but
We
Juggalo
did.
Championship
Yeah.
Wrestling has a new champion in Matt Tremont. He defeated Madman Pondo, who just won the belt from Kerry Morton like a few weeks ago. We've talked about Matt Tremont a lot on this show because I'm just so impressed
Yes.
with his run. And I told you, I think I said at the Shane Shamrock Cup, we were talking about this, and I said, I thought when Tremont closed H2O and announced the next time H2O is back, it'll be in Tennessee. I thought he was moving to Tennessee and slowing down, but quite the opposite. Tremont
Mm-hmm.
is just picking up steam and belts. What the?
Dude,
And
he's
splurting
everywhere right
blood out of
now.
his head. Like, this guy's nonstop.
Yeah, he's impressive.
Yeah, more power to him, man. I can't keep going at my age, so I don't know how he does it. Let's see what else we got here. Gen Z at Appalachian Championship Wrestling. We have a new heavyweight champion as Gen Z defeated Zayden Kane. Um, and let's see, at Deadlock Pro, Miracle Generation won the Tag Festival tournament to replace the Grizzled Young Veterans as the tag team champions. At Pro Wrestling Action, Marina Tucker, one of my favorites, won the women's championship from Lexi Gomez. At Bell to Bell, another person we've talked about quite a bit, Notorious Mimi is your new Bell to Bell champion. She took down Gabby Ortiz, who I am a big fan of. At Brew City, Max Holiday became their new champion, defeating Salem Crane. And at the show, we weren't sure what was going to happen. We were worried about it. We were supporting Ray Sanchez. He had the RTC
Yes.
Respect show and crowned Anthony Gango and Dr. Sleep as his new heavyweight champion. I saw a photo of the two of them posing with the belt this morning. Congratulations to
Awesome.
Ray for getting that show off through all the things you had to
Yeah,
put up with, brother.
absolutely, Ray.
And
Yeah.
congratulations to Anthony
Give,
on
give
being
him
the new
give him the
champion.
clap. Give him the
Hmm.
clap. Absolutely.
No question, man. No question. That guy's been putting up with a whole lot of stuff. People saying he's
Yeah,
dead
more
and all
power
sorts
to
of.
you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for pushing through, is right. And congratulations to all 25 of our and new
Woo.
champions of the week.
Nice.
All right, John. Well, now it is time for IWX Watch This. All right, that wasn't very impressive. I'll do it better next time. But um I wanted to talk about this week. I sent this over before the weekend, and I know we're going to be match review heavy today because um, this show was because this is our YouTube recommendation of the week. But I enjoyed watching this
Hmm.
show. This is Wrestling Evolution. Where the heck is my? Oh my goodness, I don't even have my notes up. What is going on today, Bob? Wrestling episode or Wrestling Evolution. I believe it's Aggression, episode 61. Do I have that right? Yes.
Yep.
And I didn't know much about this company before I saw the show. It looked like it was going to be pretty good, so I sent it over and we took our shot with it. We got four matches on this show. It ran about an hour. Um, what'd you think just overall before we get into these matches?
Yeah, before we get into the matches, man, I thought it looked great. Man, that venue is really cool. Kind of the exposed brick everywhere.
Hmm.
Now once the matches started going, man, that those rafters and the kind of the lighting and all that stuff. Whew, it was a low, brother. It was
Yeah,
real low, to the point that it kind of made me, whew, these guys need to be careful.
yeah,
Um, but as far as production was great. Man, commentary was fun.
they were awesome.
Was
I
nice
was
and clear.
laughing and just having fun.
You and what was it? Ivan Righteous and Tim Dixon, man.
Hmm.
Come on now. You don't get no better than that. A couple of Southern boys and man, Righteous is hilarious.
He was.
Um, and just everything visually. Yeah, this promotion is doing it right. It was easy to watch. It was fun to watch. It wasn't, some of these we watch and the lighting is a little off or the sound's a little off. It's kind of you strain yourself almost to pay attention. And this was just, man, phenomenal. It was like old school studio NWA stuff, man. It was that kind of production to it, which I freaking enjoy. So
Hmm.
give me more, fellas.
Yeah, and did you hear him say this is their 2 year anniversary? So they haven't been running that long.
I I did, and to be that polished that quickly, I was pretty impressed, man.
Yeah, yeah, and I like the way that they start off the show with the quick burst promos that get you kind of
Hmm.
rolling into the show. It's not like these big
Yep.
long. It's not, so a lot of shows open, and it's fine. You open with one long promo from somebody in the main event or whatever, cool. But these like quick burst promos, we had Azrael Kyyam and we had Trayvon Ali, the OG squad, who just absolutely were awesome. I had so much fun watching them later. But I did. I like the way that they set that up. I made a note. Yeah, no, you said you cut on a lot of mine. The video quality, the commentary team. The
Hmm.
commentary team were just so good to work. They just worked well together, and they made me laugh. The one
Yes.
point where he's talking about the
Yeah.
brothers and don't fall for pulling my finger, that cracked. I mean, just witty lines like that just made the whole show fun to watch.
Uh, yeah, it was great.
Well, let's talk about these matches. So we start off the show with Azrael Kyyam taking on St. Julious. I love St. Julius's gimmick. I like the energy. I like the kip up with the deep back arch. I liked his whole deal. But Kyyam, I think I don't know. I like this kid. It's not like he's not a huge guy. Julius is more of a small guy, but there's just something put together about Azrael Kyyam that I'm sort of keeping an eye on.
Yeah, listen, the Saint Julius, the Azrael, that the imagery of it, really it got me. I was like, okay, I see what you guys are doing. I like it. But yeah, both of these guys look great, man. especially St. Julius with that, like you said, that man, that kip up was it was. I was watching. I went back and watched it a couple times just to like, God dang,
How do
that's
you do that?
impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like you said, just the presentation of St. Julius was great. And there is, man, there's something about Kyyam that is just um he's a step away from
Figuring something
really
out.
realizing.
Yeah.
I don't know what, and I don't know what it is. I don't pretend to know what it is, but dude, he's right there because there's something. He's interesting to watch. He's visually compelling to look at. Like you said, it's not. He's not the hugest guy, but he's not tiny.
Mm-mm.
He's not the cuttest. He's not the buffest guy, but you know what? He looks like somebody that would knock your lights out on the playground.
Yeah.
He's got something. And I mean, these two guys just put on, it was a quick match. They got in on all their stuff. But damn if it wasn't fun.
Hmm. No, it was very fun. And you mentioned the rafters, and it's just in that very
Oh
first
Lord.
match when Azrael catches him on the Hurricane Rana, then lifts him up for what looks like a power bomb, and then St. Julius grabs the rafters like he's holding on for dear life. That I mean, I love that little touch. We've seen, we were just got done talking about MCW, and they have a low ceiling at Joppa, and sometimes those guys hit their head on a frog splash, but they've got
Hmm.
that's a drop ceiling. Those are just panels. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
guys that
this is
these guys,
no,
there
this
were
is
metal rafters above them, and St. Julius is like, all right, look, something else to play with. Like it's so good.
yeah, it was definitely different. It definitely made you watch. So
Yeah.
added a just another level to the match as far as now I'm watching to make sure on all these high spots like that is are they paying attention? Is somebody going to hit their head? Or they just like I said, it just added a little extra oomph to the match, and it was just something else for my brain to cue on that was like, oh man, somebody could. I mean, you could take somebody's head off with this thing. So yeah, it was more. Hey, congrats guys, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I'm looking at my notes here and I'm realizing this is the other thing. Tiny note, but I've made this note on other shows that we've watched before. The graphics that they had at the bottom of the screen, the
Oh
little
yeah,
VH1
was
pop-up
cool.
bubbles with each of their little socials on it,
Hmm.
I thought was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
It's eye-catching. Like I said, it's visually pleasing, so it drags your attention there. The screen doesn't get cluttered with it. It's like bloop bloop bloop, just like pop-up video
Yep.
used to be. And
Yep.
only did it like once during each match, but that was enough. Just remind everybody where to find us, and you're good. You know.
Yep. And yeah, yep, I'm with you. Very
Yep.
cool. Definitely different, and I liked it. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
So then we go to a promo to lead into the next match, the six-man tag match. I didn't know a lot about the backstory, but I guess through it I find out that Tommy Okami and Chayce Coleman from the Drip are there. Their partner is not, so they go in through a Brina Royce is not there. So they end up in this unholy alliance with Bash Caliban, who who ends up agreeing to this whole thing, doesn't look very happy about agreeing to it, and then spends the first 3 minutes of the match taking a beating while the other two guys are watching. So, he may have regretted that decision. Uh, but I enjoyed this match because for me, that was interesting to watch. But the OG squad are just a blast. And Stuart
Yeah, I like them.
Snodgrass,
Uh, dude, I've decided, and you tell me if we can find a way to get the OG Squad and Nerd Rage Melvin Hayes in a room together,
right?
I, I think we've got the bestest of friends right here because, dude, Snodgrass is hilarious. Um, Keith Mack is awesome. Jay, taking the notes and repeating everything, and it's so funny, man. It
Yeah.
was the OG intern, right? It was Niko
Yes.
J, the OG intern. Just, I mean, come on, man. What's not the like?
Yes, and Keith Mack's got those hips. He's dancing. He's got charisma. You know what I mean? Like all three of them together are fun. They're three different individuals put together into a fun little group, and then they end up taking home the win. So I thought they were going to get I thought the Drip and Bash Caliban were really going to do something to these guys, but in the end, oh no, wait, no, they did win. Sorry, no, the Drip wins.
No, no, yeah,
Drip did win, right?
yeah.
Because Stuart
They
gets
hit Snot. They hit Stuart with the low blow. And dude, go back and watch that and look at his facial when he gets hit with that low blow. It is the best thing you will ever see this week. It is so good. He holds it so long, right? Just it's it's just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, because that was like, and that's right. The other thing I noted was Stuart Snodgrass hitting the dusty elbows on literally everyone and just wrapping it up, bam, wrapping it up, bam.
Dude, and Ivan Wright just on the outside talking about how sharp his elbows are. He's got the sharpest elbows in the business. Oh my God.
Oh, I was cracking up watching that,
Oh,
man. Oh,
so
so
good.
after this, we go into apparently Dre the Goat is going to make his debut next week, and I bring that up because they say he's meeting Elliot Shock, who I've seen in Waldorf here
Hmm.
at the Assault Wrestling Alliance a couple of times. Um, and so that'll be an interesting match between the two of them. I want to say he was the TV champion here at AWA. I may be wrong, maybe in the Open Challenge champion, but he had a championship here at AWA in Maryland for a while. So Dre the Goat's got a tall order in front of him, but I got a feeling Dre's going to hold his own. Um,
Yeah, the guy looked like $1 million, man. I
he
mean,
does.
he's got a nice look to him. You could definitely tell he's young. He's got, I think, some work to do as far as his mic work. But I like that he didn't say too much. He just kind of was like, "Hey, listen, I can show you better than I can say it." I kind of like that that's the way they went with it. Because I got a feeling he's going to be able to flat out go when he hits that ring. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Um, so then we move on to our third match, and this is our meaty men slap and meat match. Trayvon
Woo!
Ali and Chris Vallow I mean, it wasn't a long match, but I mean, if you look at Trayvon
No,
Ali's
and
face,
it
the way he was selling it, it looked like he was getting destroyed. Like a little double axe handle off the apron, and Ali is stumbling around the ring like he got hit with a shotgun or something. It was awesome.
Dude, it was this like you said, this was the meaty match. This was the Hoss match, and it didn't disappoint, man. I mean, like you said, it wasn't a long match. It was fairly quick, which is what it should be when it's two guys this size. Both these guys were pretty evenly matched. I mean, God, they were big dudes. And man, that kind of, I think, what was it at the end? That kind of that modified Blue Thunder,
It looked like
off the
something like that.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if he accidentally rolled into it. I don't know what happened, how he got him into it, but I was impressed as hell that he could pull that off on a guy that size.
Yes.
Um, and it definitely didn't. The match didn't go the way I thought it was. I thought Vallo was taking that one,
Me too.
um, and I was not disappointed. I you know me, I'm always down for the big guys. Yeah, it was a great match, a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
It was, and and the other thing was the one thing that Vallow did, that rolling somersault stunner that he hit was so good for a man his size to roll forward like that and then directly seamlessly into a stunner was really cool to see.
Hmm.
So, all right, so now we get to the main event, and this main event was like the gift that kept on giving for me because I was learning so much. So we've got brothers Justin Kindred Allen and possibly the wrestler with the best name on the planet, Robert Allen. Um,
See, now I have my own problems with that because I don't trust any man named Robert Allen. I don't know. There's just something with those two names together that I've never liked.
nope.
He's probably from Hagerstown.
Right.
Um, you probably can't trust him. With your sister. It's all the things, man. It's just something about those guys.
No, it's the greatest name on the planet, and he's wonderful. And I'm a Robert Allen mark now because we share
Oh,
that
you're a
name.
Robert Allen mark, all
Uh,
right.
I always have been actually. So I'm going through this, right? We
Uh,
got brothers going after this title, but the thing that starts happening is because I had no idea, I knew nothing about this. I don't do research before I watch these shows. I just sit
hmm
down and watch them. And
Hmm.
so these signs that say Allentown, dude, there's two more of them. There's four of these guys apparently. There's a
Yep.
Steve and there's a Mason who was also the champion.
That's
And
who Justin won it from.
you're
Justin
right.
won it from Mason.
And now Justin says he's Mama Allen's favorite son or something like that. They were saying, and I mean,
Yep.
I just laughing I mean, just enjoying all of that. I like that they're, I mean, it's not, it's almost like the Dudleys, but maybe not quite. Um, this family of of guys. But commentary was on point during this match. It went longer than the other matches. It was a main event. It built like a main event. These brothers worked slowly, trying to figure it out. Robert working the arm of Justin Kindred Allen. You could see it through the match. And Justin is really selling that arm damage very well, to the point where I thought his arm was stopping to, wasn't working anymore. Um, then, but then Justin starts a rally, hits the Allen wrench. Robert kicks out, which stuns the crap out of him. And then a moment later, uh, Justin Kindred Allen comes off, reverses, I guess you could say reverses an Irish whip, comes off the ropes with a sunset flip. Oh, no, yeah. And no, sorry. Robert came off with the sunset flip, except
Hmm.
Justin stopped
Yep.
him, sat down, grabbed the legs, and that was that 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Justin survives. I thought it was a fun match and really a good main event for this show.
Dude, I liked it. I wasn't sure what I was going to get watching the guys walk out to the ring. Um, but man, they told a great story. And you know what? And again, this is you and I going out on these weird little tangent things, right? As good as these performers have to be to tell that story, and they were, and it was a great story. Commentary team giving you the play-by-play and the little insider bits
Mm-hmm.
of why this is important and Robert and being upset and they were like, well, because Ivan kept saying because well, it's the breakup of the family and it's like, oh, that's right, it's
Mm-hmm.
the other brother and then there was the other brother and it was again, we kind of started this recap of this show praising the announced team and kind of I think we're going to end it kind of there too that
Yes.
they brought so much to this whole show, and it's a lot of times that commentary team can be overlooked, man. And it's such a vital part of a show. Um, and this one was just it was an absolute highlight. These performers were all great, but man, that the standout for this show for me is that commentary team.
Yeah, they're
They
great.
you guys were wonderful.
Yep.
Tim and Ivan, yeah, awesome, absolutely awesome.
No doubt. Yeah, I enjoyed watching this show. It runs 55 minutes. It's not a hard watch. It's a very quick watch. The
Mm-mm.
matches are
No, absolutely.
broken up really nicely. Like I said, the video quality is good. The commentary, the sound is good. Everything is, it makes it easy and fun to watch. So highly recommend you check it out. Again, that's Wrestling Evolution, Aggression episode 61 on YouTube. That was a lot of fun. All right. Well, let's talk about the weekend, John. In our IWX Control Center, we got a bunch of stuff coming up this weekend. Starting off on Friday, Test of Strength is having a Donovan Dijak seminar at the Dudleytown Brewing Company in
Oh
Windsor, Connecticut.
wow.
I mean, guys, I mean, the ad says
Dude.
former WWE superstar Donovan Dijak will share his knowledge and experience with everyone who signs up for this seminar. The goal is to walk away knowing a little more than we did before and feeling confident you're on the right path or know what you need to work on in order to level up. Nothing is guaranteed. Do your best and good things will happen. I like the little lift pick me up at the end of that message, but they're right
Yeah,
about one thing, man.
absolutely.
Donovan Dijak has a lot to teach, and he has been wrestling everybody over the last year.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. You know, listen, man, if you're gonna get to a seminar, this is a good one to get to, man. If this is what you're into and what you're wanting to do, picking a guy's brain like Dijak and just absorbing what he can offer,
Mm-hmm.
dude, absolutely.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And let me just fix this one thing real quick here. Okay. And so let's see. So To the wrestling now. On Friday night, Action Wrestling is having a show called You Best Not Miss at the Line Creek Brewing in Fayetteville, Georgia. The IWTV Tag Champions 4825 will be there defending against the Ugly Sucklings. Uh, Indie Wrestling Experience favorites here, boy. Coven of the Goat will be there, taking on the Carnies. Absolutely love those guys.
Ooh.
Cruel is going to take on Moses,
Oh,
who we are very familiar with Moses up here at MCW, guys. We love Moses, and
dude, I want to be at this match, Bob. I want all the match stuff. I want all the things. This
yeah,
one, yes.
yeah, and honestly, as
Oh,
much as we
Cruel
love
versus
Moses,
Moses. Woo!
I was going to say, as much as we love Moses, there's a little piece of me is fearing for his safety. You know what I mean? Cruel has been exceptionally violent in the things we've seen recently, and
Dude,
poor Moses may be in the
he's
way.
flipped a switch. Yeah, he's flipped the switch. So Moses, hey, listen, we know Moses can take care of himself, but whoo, that's a tall order, brother.
Yes, absolutely. And then also on that show, Tim Bosby, who is the number one ranked indie wrestler according to the Indie Wrestling Experience this month, is going to
Go Tim.
another defense against Landon Hale for the Action title. I believe that one's going to be on IWTV this weekend, John. So that one's one we might be able to
Good
watch.
job. We might have to, yeah, we got to check that one out for sure.
Um, Moving on to Saturday, Locked Target Wrestling, who I've not seen too much from before. This is my first time really getting into their cards. They're having a show called And Justice for All at Henry Hudson High School in Highland, New Jersey, with tons. John, I don't know if I've seen a card with this many title matches on it, an indie show before. I don't think any other show besides Night of Champions, honestly. We've got the Internet title on the line. AJ Anderson defending against Gangsta X. Danny Soros is going to have a European title open challenge. Prince Malcolm III is going to defend the Intercontinental title against Gabe Sayers. The light heavyweight title is going to be on the line. Magna defends against Angelus Morningstar. The hardcore title is being defended by Mikey Anarchy against Decay. The tag titles are on the line. Gunner and Biohazard defending against James Hull and Adam Wolf, sorry. And the Regal Heavyweight Championship, Lawrence Spiral will defend against Angel Santiago. This is a promotion
Whew,
we've talked about
that's a
before
lot
and
of
review.
gold on the line, brother.
Ain't it though? And that's not even all the
Wow.
matches. Like there's two more matches that aren't title matches. Like that's one packed card.
That's pretty impressive. I like what they're doing out there at Locked, man. We have
Yeah.
to check them out for sure.
Makes me wonder now how far is Highland, New Jersey? Is it
Right?
is
That's
it on the
that's
good end or
exactly
the
what
bad
I'm
end?
thinking.
Is it on the far end from us? Is that Atlantic City? No. Oh, that's Asbury Park. Okay, so it's up towards New York. Up on that corner there by Sandy Hook Beach, actually. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like it's probably a 5 hour drive for me. I guess probably 3.5 for you, but still, um,
Yeah,
certainly a show to check out. Either this show or one in the future. I want to get up there and see them for sure.
absolutely.
Let's
They're
see what
putting on
else.
cards like that, fair, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Rebel Spirit Pro Wrestling is having Base Brawl at Fit and Field in Worcester, Massachusetts. Wrecking Ball Legursky taking on Ox Adams in a body slam challenge match. This is like Andre and Stud
Ooh.
in 85, isn't it?
Yeah, that's two big dudes right there. Holy
Hmm.
moly.
Then you got Steve Gibkey taking on Yora Joel in a no holds barred match. WWE ID prospect Brad Baylor versus Dustin Waller. A game against Anthony Green. And in the main event, John Dijak versus
Yeah.
Spencer Slade. Take my money.
Yeah, where do we sign up?
Yeah, right. Not to be in the ring though with either one of these dudes, just to be
No,
nearby.
sir. Listen, I don't want to get in the ring with our friend No Chin Music.
That's right.
I'm not gonna get in with these big boys.
He was tuning it up Saturday night. Almost hit it.
I know. Woo!
Oh man, let's see. All right, so moving on in Savannah, Georgia, Coastal Empire Wrestling. They're having a show called Legends of the Low Country 2 at VFW Post 660 in Savannah. Kyyam is going to take on Cornelius Pepperbottom for the Coastal Chaos Championship. Simon Sermon is going to take on Chad Skywalker John in a VHS on a pole match.
You know me. I am a sucker for anything on a pole match. And VHS, whoo! Come on, man. What's greater? What's greater to a couple of guys our age than a good old VHS tape?
Oh my
Maybe
gosh,
there's some
man.
Saturday. There might be some Saturday night videos recorded on there, man.
Oh man. Boy, that's a fact. With some wrestling over to anyway, wrestling recorded over top of it by accident because no
That's
one
all
put the
right.
tape on it. Oh my goodness. We've also got Mighty Joe Young taking on Pat Roach, Leah Knight versus Amira Rose in a winner gets a women's title match, #1 contender. We've got Bryce Cannon taking on Dax Anthony in a tables match. Hunter James is defending the CEW championship against the Flying Fro, Michael Walker. And Kevin Cantrell is going to be there taking on Christian Taylor. Christian Taylor had some words for Kevin in advance of this match.
Hello, Coastal Empire Wrestling fans. It's me, Christian Taylor, with a very important message for this Saturday, July 26th, and more importantly, for my opponent, Kevin Cantrell. Listen, Cantrell, I don't want this to be anything other than business, but I know you'll bring your old school, your battle-tested war horse. Cantrell rules? No. Cantrell dies. And this Saturday, you come face to face with a man who's already given in to his violent desires. I have nothing left to lose. So come on, Cantrell. Are you ready to be standing in a pool of your own blood? Or are you going to do this the right way? I'll see you Saturday.
Ooh,
Yep, another
serious.
show. Yeah, serious business.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be a great show. Anybody in Savannah, Georgia, definitely go check out Coastal Empire Wrestling this weekend. Stacked from top to bottom, that card. Empire State Wrestling. They are having a show called Everything to Gain, GAINE, honoring Anthony Gaines. That show takes place at the Buffalo River Works in Buffalo, New York, featuring the Everything to Gain Rumble, and the winner gets a future title shot. Max Cannon has entered that Rumble, and he's ready to go.
Empire State Wrestling. You see, I've been knocking on the door long enough. I think it's time for me to do what I've always done and just cannonball my way right through that damn door. I am officially declaring myself for the Everything to Gain Rumble. And if any of you have a problem with that, and I mean any of you, and if you have the balls, feel free to show up while I'm picking mine. We can settle it right there. You see, because I'm built like a Coke freestyle machine, baby. Full of bad decisions and unfinished business. So if you think you're throwing me over the top rope, I suggest you pack a lunch. Probably a dessert, too. I like dessert. Buffalo River Works, we're going to be honoring Anthony Gaines on July 26th. Someone who believed in me before I even knew how to believe in myself. So let me leave you with this. There will be 25 men in that ring, but only one big filthy. Turn your antlers.
Oh. Let's see. In addition to the Everything to Gain Rumble, we've also got Gringo Loco. That's John's boy. Is going to be there taking on Vaughn Vertigo.
Gringo.
Me too, man. Every time I see him, I'm entertained. Christina Marie is going to take on Jody Threat for the Women's Championship. Vince Valor is going to take on Isaiah Broner. That's the Heavyweight Championship match. And the tag titles to Infinity and Beyond are going to take on Honkin' and Bonkin'.
ESW, it is time. It is time. It is time. It is time. Whoa, my goodness. It is such a glorious time. Well, tell the fine people watching what time it is. It's 9:37 in the p.m. No, dude. What? July 26th? Hello? Oh, that's right. It's title time. That's right. ESW tag team title time.
Tippy top time, to be more specific, my mon frere.
That's right. 2 years ago, I said we'd go to the tippy top here in ESW.
You did. He did say that.
And we're going to start with the tag team division. To infinity and beyond.
Colin Delaney.
And Cheech, you're going to go one-on-one with honkin' and bonkin'.
Red Hot Vinny Moon, that is.
The human hurricane Will Calrissian. And you know what? We're going to send you to the stratosphere.
Yeah.
We'll send you to infinity. Perhaps beyond.
Someplace far away.
Maybe we'll send you to the moon. All the way to the moon.
That's a good idea. Hey, that's me. I'm Vinny Moon.
Yeah. That's a good one.
All right, that's awesome.
Right? Bro, they talk about, from our generation, the big thing was talk them into the building. You tell me, just listening to that, you wouldn't pay to see them at least once. Just on that promo alone.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Take my
Dying.
money.
Yes, I'm dying to see those guys. Oh man, great job. Sounds like it's going to be a great show. What else have we got here? Oh, okay, I'm going to do this back. Okay, so our buddies down at Coastal Championship Wrestling are having a couple of shows this weekend, John, but on Saturday, they are having Rooted in Chaos at the Walking Tree Brewery in Vero Beach. Nikki Blackheart, your new women's champion, is going to defend that title against Shelly Benson. Nikki Blackheart's just...
Listen, Shelly Benson's awesome, but Nikki Blackheart is a beast.
Yeah, Shelly Benson's just really... She's fantastic in the ring, and I always enjoy her matches. Nikki Blackheart passes the airport test, man. She's going to get signed. She's just improving every single time I see her in the ring. She's better. And she's got the look that you just can't, you can't match it. You can't teach it.
Agreed.
On this show, we've also got the former Danny Briggs, taking on Alex Chamberlain, part of the King's Court. We've got a fatal four-way, Jackal Stevens versus Meadow versus Alan S2S Martinez versus Veritas. Our boy Ozzy Killmeister is going to be there taking on Marvin Cruz, also from the King's Court. Maximus Khan is going to battle Cha-Cha Charlie. And our guy King Eddie Valentine is going to defend the CCW title against Gangrel.
What? The King's going to slay him a vampire, man.
Surprise, surprise. I'm looking forward to that match. I hope they post it somewhere. That match is going to be so show. Yes, it will be. It will be. So many people on that show we're big fans of.
Yep.
All right, finally wrapping up Saturday. We Love Wrestling is having a show that's definitely John's new thing, man. Good God. It's called A Date with Death, and it takes place at DeBar in West Allis, Wisconsin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I should probably check it out. We've got Dysfunction taking on Dr. Redacted. Neil Diamond Cutter defending the Pure Heart title against Uncle Chayce. Twist and Flip taking on the Hooligans for the tag titles. Chucky Bates versus Anakin Murphy. A taxidermy death match between Lil Sicko and Bobby V.
I don't like the sound of that one bit.
I love it. Lil Sicko is the man. And also, we've got Gigi Jacobs taking on Ricky Norin, and Gigi Jacobs had some thoughts about that match.
All right, doggies. I love wrestling. You love wrestling. We all love wrestling. And July 26th, I got a date with death with Ricky Norin, this man of God who preaches the word of God, walks the path of God. Well, baby doll, you bring that word of God, you bring your faith, you bring your Bible and all that jazz. Because what I'm bringing is my hard touch, my titty twisting abilities, my arm jerking abilities, and the unknown pleasures of Pound Town, USA. And baby doll, I don't think you understand what that means. Not a lot of people get it, but you'll get it when I get my hands on you. July 26th in West Dallas, Wisconsin at the bar. Because, baby doll, it's unholy warfare. And whatever that means, I'm going to make it hell on earth for you. Because it's going to be a tit for a tit, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Because that's what I know to be the God honest truth. And baby doll, you're going to learn a lesson. You're going to learn a life lesson. And you're going to learn it the way you've learned all your life lessons. You're going to learn it the hard way. Yeah, that's right, baby doll. Because I'm going to give you a hard, long night on July 26th. Because my shoulders are wide, my chest is big, and I'm built for this, baby doll. Ooh!
Oh my God. What did I just listen to?
A date with death, John. A date with death. It's this Saturday.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. I wish I was anywhere near Wisconsin this weekend. So we got a packed Sunday full of shows here as well. Big ones. Just a couple that are the highlights, I guess you could say, or the ones I picked out. Starting at Glory Pro Wrestling, having Cody Lane's Christmas in July at the Casa Loma Ballroom in St. Louis, Missouri. Blair Onyx is going to be there taking on Tootie Lynn. Dan the Dad is going to take on a different Moses. Shaza McKenzie is going to take on Dak Draper. Man, I don't see much Dak Draper much anymore. Do you?
No, me either.
It's a shame. I really like Dak. Danhausen's going to be there, teaming up with Jake Bosch and Ethan Price to take on Jake Parnell and PME in a 6-man tag. Laney Luck again taking on Maggie Lee, or defending that Women's World crown against Maggie Lee. That's going to be a crazy match, those two. And
yes, it is.
And here's Dijak again. Seminar Friday. Spencer Slade on Saturday. On Sunday, he's in St. Louis taking on Cody Lane for the Crown of Glory title. That show promises to be very, very good. New Texas Pro Wrestling. Our friends down at New Texas are having the Texas Indie Showcase 5 at the Baytown Community Center in Baytown, Texas. Team Izzy versus Team Wolf in Elimination Warfare. That's going to be wild. Marty Snow and Cosmo Orion and Tiger Man Jr. all challenging Chaos for the Pro Wrestling Legacy title in a fatal 4-way. This one, I wish I should put this last because it's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Having just seen Danny O'Ryan and being so impressed and knowing what Carter Black can do, watching these two go head to head for the New Texas title on Sunday is going to be just a treat for anybody who's there. Someone else I just saw, but at the Ring of Honor taping in Texas, Maya World, who looked fantastic, is going to take on someone I know John's a fan of. We're both a fan of, Brooke Havoc.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And they've got another women's match for the women's title. Vert Vixen is going to defend her belt against Lena Cross. Sean Hendricks is going to take on Father O'Day in an I Repent match.
Ooh-wee.
And a guy we've seen a little bit of recently, Mad Dog Connolly, is going to be there taking on Dmitry Alexandrov. Another really good show with a stat card.
Nice.
Well, that's all I got, John. Show was probably longer to record than people are hearing it, but a lot of fun.
It was a great show, man. It was great talking with you as usual. We've had
Yes,
a great weekend. Man, this summer's going by fast, man. So much good stuff going on.
No question. And just so much more of it to come. Very much looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a chance, I could get a spur at my butt and decide I want to go out to Inwood, West Virginia for that WDWA show on Saturday. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if I do, you'll at least get a call from me to check to make sure you don't do last minute stuff. I just take off at the last minute sometimes, and John's like, dude, you're ridiculous. But
So yeah, that's it. I'm a little more. I'm a little more tied down. I'm
Eh,
a little bit older.
that's
A
it. The
little more
old
set in
man.
my ways.
Hey, man, retirement's not that far off. Then we can do whatever we want.
Whew. It's a lot closer than it used to be.
Oh, God, seriously. I shouldn't have even brought it up. Now I'm shivering. All right,
Mm,
my friend. Well, like I said, I haven't even asked him yet, so I shouldn't announce him, but he's on the show all the time. So I'm hoping to have Rich on next week. Rich Buckholtz
great.
from Raging Pro Wrestling. I'd like to hear a little bit about whatever he can tell us about the Elena Black situation and the Buff situation. Although I got to imagine he's not going to share everything that he found out, but whatever he can tell us, we'd be interested to know and find out about these new shows he's announcing, all the stuff going on with Rich out there in Wisconsin. So if I can have him on next week to join us, that would be awesome. Until then, everybody, as usual, check the socials, Linktree. We are Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're Indie Wrestling Experience. On Twitter and Blue Sky, we are Indie Wrestling XP. There is a smug mug, which I think is under my name, Robert Richards, but it's got our logo, the IWX logo on it. As I've said before, if you have a promotion who just crowned a new champion, or if you are the new champion and want us to tell people about it in our and new segment, just let us know. And also, if you run a promotion and have a show coming up and you'd like us to feature it in the Control Center, either one of those things, just send an email to Indie Wrestling Experience, all one word, at gmail.com. Okay, I'm done talking. Guys, thank you very much, as always, for listening, and we will see you next week.
See you, everybody.